Hello everyone, my name's Sam, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Sublime build systems and key bindings configuration. I have it set up to where I could run C++, Java, and Python with my F2 and 3 keys. For example, C++, F1, it compiles, Java, F2, it compiles, and then Python, F3, it compiles. It's really simple. All you got to do is set up your a build system for each language, paste the build system that I'll provide into it, and then update the path for any compiled languages like Java and C++. And then I've connected them to key binding, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well. So let's get started. You want to go to Tools, Build Systems, and notice you can see my three build systems as run CPP, run Java, and run Py. They're also over here. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to delete them and go back to build systems, and they're no longer there. So I'm going to create new build system, and then starting with C++, I'll copy this whole thing. Again, it's in the description below, and paste. Now, all you got to do is update this path folder to point to your MinGW bin. Now, if you've never set up C++, if you've never programmed it before, and you don't know where this is, that's a whole separate tutorial, and I'll be happy to show you guys that if you leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to create a video for that. But moving on, I'm going to Control S to save, and I'm just going to call it CPP, run CPP. But it has to be saved as .sublime-build. That's a must. If you don't save it as this, it won't work. Now, I'm also saving it under packages and the user folder. So just keep a note where you save it to. All right, and there it is. I could close this, go to my C++ program, select the build system that you just created, and Control B to build it, and boom, there you go. It's working. Now you got to do the same thing with Java. So pretty simple. Copy, paste, and then update this to point to your bin. Control S to save. Run java.sublime-build. Pretty simple. I could close that, and just to show you, run Java, Control B, and it's done. Now Python is a little bit different. It's not a compiled language, so I could actually use the default one in Python, and it works just fine. However, I'm going to create a new build system just for Python so that I get connected to my key bindings. So it's pretty simple. Do the same thing. This one's actually easier because you don't have to update a path for this. The only thing you have to do is just make sure that if you're using Python 3, type in Python 3 here. And then Control S to save. Run py.sublime-build. All right, that looks good. Now, all we have to do is update the key bindings. So go under Preferences, Key Bindings, and here we're going to get two panels. One's the default, one's for the user. If you've never messed with this, it should look something like this if you've never messed with it. However, I'm going to have this whole thing copied and pasted in the description below if you'd like to just copy paste it. The only things to note, there's three things. If you want to kind of customize your own key bindings to fit your needs, is that each object right here is separated by a comma. And if you create a new one for like F4 or something, you need to copy it, but you also need to separate it with a comma, just like that. And then you could create like an F4 key binding or something like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave that up to you. So that's one thing to keep note of. The second thing is whatever you have here is the key you'll bind it to. And the third thing that you need to make sure is that this build system's pointing to the right file. So I have my build systems right here under the packages user, and then I have it right here, packages user. And it's spelled exactly the same. If it's not, it won't work. And then it's saved as .sublime build. So there you go. That should do it. The last thing that you need to do is go back to tools for the last time, build systems, and go back to automatic. Now if you do that, everything should work just fine. F1, F2, and F3. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys in my next videos.